Will Israel take control of all of Gaza?
We intend to, in order to assure our security, remove Hamas there. I don't want to occupy Gaza forever. I don't want to govern Gaza. I want to have a different governance there that basically is willing to live in peace with Israel and give Gazans a different future.
So in a Fox News exclusive, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu laying out his plans for Gaza. Let's bring in the U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. Mr. Ambassador, thanks so much for joining the program this morning.
Great to be with you, Lawrence, and thanks for having me with you.
So, Mr. Ambassador, obviously Hamas started this war, and they're responding to what the Prime Minister and what the President has said about this conflict. They're saying this: we hold the American administration fully responsible for the occupation's crime due to its political cover and direct support for its aggression. What is your response to these terrorists?
The response is they need to do exactly what the President says. They need to disarm, leave, and never think they have a future in Gaza again. It's absurd that they would even suggest that they're the good guys and that everybody else is the bad guys. These are the people that raped women in front of their families, that beheaded babies and put them in ovens, that mutilated the bodies of their victims even as the family members watched, and who burned elderly people as they sat in their wheelchair in front of family members, including children. These are people that have held hostages for over 700 days, and they have the audacity to think that anyone is to blame but them. It's why that, frankly, Israel has made the decision they've made. They cannot let this continue to go on. We saw the videos last weekend of hostages. You want to talk about starvation and hunger? The hostages are starving. It's a tough situation, and Israel did not start it, but it looks like they're the only ones who are going to be able to finish it.
So it looks like Hamas is rejecting every offer as it relates to turning over those hostages. They just fully reject the idea. They realize that this is their only leverage. But we see a lot of people, especially in the American press, as well as the activists here on the ground, comparing what Israel is doing to defend itself to genocide. Bill Hemmer had the opportunity to ask the Prime Minister a question about that, Mr. Ambassador. Let's play it.
You have been accused of genocide. How do you respond to that?
Well, if, as Ambassador Huckabee said, if we're practicing genocide, we're surely doing a very bad job of it, because we could have, basically eliminated the entire population of Gaza, but we went the other direction.
I mean, there is something to that, though, Mr. Ambassador. Israel has incredible technology. I mean, we've seen multiple operations, from the pagers to the drone bases to what you guys were able to do in Iran as well, the Houthi rebels, eliminating all of Hamas's leadership as well. So if you guys if Israel wanted to take it far, they could. But instead, they continue to reach out, try to get the civilians out, release leaflets, even ping their cell phones to let them know that they're coming. But that's not acknowledged. Why?
Lawrence, thank you for mentioning that, because they never get credit for the things they do to try to prevent civilian loss of life. People never accept the fact that it was Israel who has put 2 million tons of humanitarian food into Gaza. 2 million tons of it. I want to ask you, can you tell me anywhere in the history of the world where a country that was attacked in war was expected to feed the country that attacked them, and gets criticized if they didn't do it as efficiently or as readily as the critics said? You've got the Brits out there complaining about humanitarian aid and the fact that they don't like the way Israel is prosecuting the war. I would remind the British to go back and look at their own history. At the end of World War II, they weren't dropping food into Germany. They were dropping massive bombs. Just remember Dresden. Over 25,000 civilians were killed in that bombing alone. And it wasn't food that the British were sending into Germany.
Mr. Ambassador, you're so correct. It's asinine to suggest that they have to do everything to provide for those people in Gaza when they're at war at this moment. Mr. Ambassador, thanks so much for joining the program.
Thanks, Lawrence. My pleasure and privilege. Shabbat shalom.
Yes, sir. God bless.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.